White male scientist slams sexist trolls using his work on black hole project for sexist vendetta against Katie Booman, the researcher who worked on the crucial algorithm that led to capturing the first ever image of a black hole.
Here's a summary of the article.
Catherine Booman, a 29-year-old researcher who worked on the crucial algorithm that led to capturing the first ever image of a black hole, has become the target of online sexist trolls seeking to discredit her work on the historic project. The photo that showed Booman with her hands clasping her face as she reacted to the team's achievement became an instant symbol for female representation in STEM. Advertisement. But since she's received her newfound fame, a number of sexist trolls on Reddit and Twitter have circulated memes contrasting Booman's work with that of Andrew Chile, a white male scientist who is also a member of the Event Horizon Telescope team behind the Black Hole Project. In memes that have quickly gone viral on the platforms, trolls said Chile was actually the one responsible for 850,000 of the 900,000 lines of code that were written in the historic black hole image algorithm and had done all of the actual work in the project. So apparently some people online are using the fact that I am the primary developer of the EHT imaging software library, to launch awful and sexist attacks on my colleague and friend Katie Booman. Stop, he began in the Twitter thread, 1/7. So apparently some people online are using the fact that I am the primary developer of the EHT imaging software library to launch awful and sexist attacks on my colleague and friend Katie Booman. Our papers used 3 independent imaging software libraries. While I wrote much of the code for one of these pipelines, Katie was a huge contributor to the software. It would have never worked without her contributions and the work of many others who wrote code, debugged, and figured out how to use the code on challenging EHT data. I'm thrilled Katie is getting recognition for her work and that she's inspiring people as an example of women's leadership in STEM. I'm also thrilled she's pointing out that this was a team effort including contributions from many junior scientists, including many women junior scientists, he continued. So while I appreciate the congratulations on a result that I worked hard on for years, he added, if you are congratulating me because you have a sexist vendetta against Katie, please go away and reconsider your priorities in life. Otherwise, stick around. I hope to start tweeting more about black holes and other subjects I am passionate about, including space, being a gay astronomer, Ursula K. Le Guin, architecture, and musicals. Thanks for following me, and let me know if you have any questions about the EHT.
This post received a score of 40,537, with an upvote ratio of 75%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
I feel really, really bad for the shit that people like her have to put up with for claims that were not even made by her.
I'm friends of friends with her on Facebook, and she posted this on the evening of April 10. I hope she won't mind my sharing as it seems to be addressed to a broad audience.
I am a systems engineer who is a shitty programmer, but I have more luck in certain projects than others on my team. They're all boilerplate, back-end infrastructure, and UI lines. Sometimes it's a 100-to-1 ratio of my code to my coworkers. My coworkers are all PhDs, radar engineers, and data scientists. Without their 1% our project is useless garbage, and with a decade of training I couldn't write the code that they write because I don't care for linear algebra. Anyone who used the lines of code argument is a worthless moron.
My favorite commits are those in which I reduce the number of lines of code.
What a noob. You're supposed to write inflated code with convoluted logic and only later do you trim it down so people don't realize that your project is actually dead because you A can't be bothered and B are talentless as a programmer.
In my experience working in private industry, they will keep the employee who writes the inflated code and fire the one who reduced the number of lines of code. Bigger is better, and that includes line count.
Were taught this at a young age. Explain why you like milk. In 5,000 words. Edit, Silver. Hope I can use this to bribe Ms. Halsey.
Edit, I'm not claiming word requirements are always highly inappropriate and have no place in academics. A word minimum for an elementary school kid, or for a foreign language class make a shit ton of sense. A word suggestion also is helpful additional guidance. What I'm stating is word requirements are often used rigidly with poor guidance, creating misplaced incentives. Years ago I had a science writing class where the assignments kept getting larger while the maximum there was no minimum word count kept getting shorter. As a result I still write far more efficiently than most my colleagues.
Brilliant. Whoever developed that course deserves a goddamn medal. I did a lot of editing for colleagues in grad school and most of my advice boiled down to 2 things. 1. I understand that's how your advisor, that paper, Bigwig X talks about the topic, but how do you talk about it? 2. You can say this using half as many words. Edit typos.
It did have some major problems. It was a 1-hour credit course that required more work than every other class one had that semester combined. As an undergrad I complained about that frequently. I hope they kept it going and improved on it. So many people in science are abysmal at writing when it's half the job.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.